Hello, and thank you so much for joining me today. So I just received a box in the mail. I purchased a bunch of stuff from Surratt the other day, and it actually came faster than I thought. I didn't even receive a shipping notice yet. So I was really surprised to get this today, and I thought I would unbox everything with you guys, and we'll go through it. So Originally, I was planning on ordering the primer. I wanted to try the new Perfectionniste Primer. And, then I was like, well, I'll also order the Surratt cheek brush. But then I ended up, looking around, and I kept thinking about it for a few days. And then I ended up ordering a whole bunch of stuff. So inside, I've got my little order thing. There's this. The box here, has Surratt. And then I've got 2 packets here. So this is like heavy duty plastic, not like as thin as like a Ziploc, and it's obviously bubble lined. So this is definitely the type of plastic packaging that I'll keep to package something in. And just so you know that this, the inside is smooth and the outside smooth. So the bubble wrap is actually embedded in between the layers, but this would be a good bag to carry like toiletries and stuff in for like when you're traveling, because I don't think it would be leaking. All right, let me take one thing out at a time. All right, so here's the first thing. I ended up ordering a bunch of brushes. So if you are familiar with the way the brushes are packaged, so you've got this beautiful box, this is heavy duty cardboard, and this brush is the Classique, the Shadow Brush Petite. Okay, and then there's a little ribbon here, and I think you're just supposed to pull it. Mine seems to be stuck. All right, let's see here. Yep, it's stuck. So hold on, let me grab a pen and try and pry this a little bit. No, it's really stuck. All right, one second. I'm gonna go off camera and try and get this open. Okay, so I'm back. I don't know how it got stuck or what, because it's, moving fine now. So anyways, this comes off. There's a little ribbon here, and then this is a piece of cardboard with some like velvet backing here. So we've got velvet here, and there's a band, and here is the brush. All right, so again, this is the Petite brush, Classic Petite. So that is a really nice small size. I am definitely looking forward to trying this. I'm trying to find some like smaller eye brushes in general. I prefer smaller brushes over larger brushes. So I am really excited for that. Let's see here. I basically went and purchased the small and medium brushes. All right, so I'll save that one for a second. Let's see what else is in here. Here's another brush. This is the Smoky eye brush in Petite. This one is stuck too. I bought the Surratt face brush, and I did not have all these issues opening that one. I'm not sure why these are all stuck, or if it's me. There we go. Okay. So this one is the Petite Smoky eye brush, which is kind of like a huge like crease brush, but you can see how long the bristles are here, and you can see they're really like wispy. So I think the idea of this is, you're supposed to be able to kind of diffuse out your shadow well. One of the things I like about these eyeshadow brushes is here's the ferrule. So you can see it's actually a very large one, but it's like almost a seamless integration with the handle. And in general, I really like Surratt's like the aesthetic of their packaging and their products. So it's always got that like gradient that reminds me kind of like the solar system stuff you would see like outer space pictures. So it's like black, and it goes to like this deep purpley grayish black with a little bit of green sparkle in it down at the bottom. And I just think that's so pretty. So these are the 2 brushes next to each other. So you can see how much taller the Petite Smoky brush is. All right, and then this one is the medium Classic shadow brush. I must be opening this incorrectly or something if these are all so stuck. As soon as I can get my fingers in the top, it seems to, if I push down from there, it's not a problem. All right, so here is the medium classic next to the petite. So this medium classic is very similar to some of the brushes I have from Sonia G. Let's see here. This is the flat definer from Sonia G. So you can see it's definitely larger than that. I'm trying to find, it must be being washed. Everything's kind of a mess, but here is the soft shader brush from Sonia G. So you can see these are shorter handles in general, but shape-wise, these are going to be a little bit more similar. The Surratt is a little bit thinner. It's also not as wide in general. So it's a little bit, you know, more narrow this way and this way. So depth and width. So this one's dirty, that's why I used this morning, but there you go. All right, so another brush. This one actually opened much better. Okay, so this is not a brush. This, I actually ordered the Auto-Graphique Eyeliner Set in Chat Noir, which, or well, in the Noir set, which comes with 3 colors. It has Chat Noir, which is the black, has Pourpre for purple, and Indigo Japonais, which, again, is part of my pronunciation, but that's blue. So it comes in one of these boxes, like the brushes. And then I've got 2 of them enclosed here. One is loose. All right, so let's take a look at these. So here is the purple. So I basically, you know, I feel like after a while you need to replace your liquid eyeliners. So I pretty much have gotten rid of all of mine. So I actually just wanted to get a few new ones. And I've been wanting to try these because they have such a fine point. Look how narrow that line is. That's definitely good for me since I'm not good with liquid liner. Here, I'll make a swatch that's a little bit bigger so you can see the color. All right, so I'm gonna like that. I'm actually surprised. I read online that when you purchase these, or at least if you purchase them individually, that they come separate because this is refillable. So what I read online was that you get the cartridge, you get the container, and you kind of have to put things together, and there's like a ball that you have to break to get the liquid to diffuse, but this doesn't seem to have that issue at all. So, all right, let's look at the blue one. Again, this is Indigo. And that's really pretty. I like this blue. You know, like at first glance, it kind of looked like it was shimmery, but it's not. It's just the actual shade, you know, when it was wet, kind of like glistening, but it's drying down to a really pretty, like medium blue shade. All right, and then here's the black. One of the reasons I wanted to try this black one is because I read that when this dries down, it doesn't get that like dry, dull look to it. It basically stays like a true black. It doesn't, the color doesn't really kind of fade at all. So purple, blue, and black for the liners. And let's see. Here, this is another brush. This is the medium-sized Smokey brush. All right, so let me get the other ones. All right, so here's the medium size. Here's the petite size. So you can see the size difference between them. To me, don't even consider this medium. I consider this large, but you know, so this is the medium. They do have large versions of all of these as well. I didn't purchase those because honestly, I don't know if I would use them. They're so big. All right, and then my last brush purchase, this should be the cheek brush in here. If I could open this box. All right, so this is the Surratt cheek brush. And I wanted to try this. I think it's a little flattened right now just because of the shipping. But one of the reasons I wanted to try this is because this more domed shape is my preferred brush shape. And, you know, this is incredibly soft. So when I got the Surratt face brush, I was like really impressed with how soft these hairs are. And my favorite blush brushes are always kind of this domed shape. And you know, it kind of hit the two categories I was looking for. So I've been really dying to try this, and I like how it's a little bit smaller than a lot of other blush brushes. So I think it'll work well for my face. So I'm super excited to try all these brushes. I'll be using them for a while, and then I'll put out like a review and stuff of those after I've used them for a bit. But I just want to make sure I wash them first and, you know, get a chance to use everything. Now, I did purchase two other things. So I purchased the primer. So here is the Surratt primer. I'm just having a hard time with packaging today. So it's kind of in there tightly. Maybe I opened it from the bottom. That must be my problem. Okay, so it comes in this tube. So you got a big plastic cap down here, and then see, it's this twist or pull. It's a pull off, but it's kind of tight at first. And you know, this is like a plastic squeezy tube, and this is 1 ounce. All right, so let me just pull this out a little bit. And this is their new primer that is, I believe it's silicone free. All right, so yeah, this cap is really tight. It's actually doesn't go on super smoothly. Also play with that. But here is the primer. So it's, you know, kind of like a much thinner than a lotion when you rub it in, but obviously it's not like super runny or anything, but it shears out very nicely. No like discernible scent right now. I'll test it when I'm using it more, but feels nice. Feels kind of just like a super lightweight lotion. So we'll see how that goes. And then the other thing, this is the last thing I purchased. I wanted to try one of the stick highlighters. This is the Torche Lumineres. And I purchased the shade Diamante. I think these came out last summer, but I didn't purchase any. So they have this one, there's a rose gold, which is like Diamante rose or maybe, or I don't remember. But anyway, there are 3 colors. So there's this one, which is the lightest. There is a rose gold and a like yellow gold. All right, so here's the highlighter. Okay, and just say like going on my hand, texturally it feels nice. This actually feels weightless. So, you know, like I don't feel, there's no stickiness, no residue whatsoever. With me running my fingers over it, I am shifting some of the sparkle. Can you guys see how nice that is? That is really pretty. I'm actually just gonna apply, I have stuff on my face already, but I just wanna try a little bit on right now. So I'm just gonna put some on my finger and kind of tap it on. See how that does. That really amps it up. So I like this. I will definitely be playing around with all of this stuff, and I'll put out like a video in a little bit and review everything that I purchased. So thank you so much for joining me as I unwrapped my packages. I am super, super excited. I felt a little guilty at first purchasing so much because, you know, I've got other brushes and stuff that I want to purchase soon, but I just couldn't resist. So actually what I did was, this was my first purchase from the Surratt website directly. And if you sign up for their emails, you get like a 20% off coupon. So I did that. I signed up for the emails and I got the 20% off code. And that was one of the reasons I ended up purchasing so many things at one time instead of spreading it out, was to utilize that 20% off. Surratt actually, they do not do sales on their website. So they actually had their very first one for the holidays. I think it might've been just for a weekend or something. I don't remember. But it was one of those ones where, you know, if you purchase X amount, you get 15% off. If you purchase Y amount, you get 20, and I think it went up to 25% possibly, but that was the first sale they've ever done. And I don't know when they will do another one. I'm hoping next Christmas, but who knows for sure. So I figured might as well use the 20% off and purchase these items now, because I did take a look at, you know, other places where I get 20% off of, you know, Surratt, things like, for example, when Sephora does their VIB sale and so forth, they didn't have all of these items in stock, and I didn't want to wait that long, because when's the next one, like April? So I decided go ahead and do it. If you are interested in any of these things, I strongly recommend going ahead and signing up, getting the 20% off code. Again, shipping was super fast. I ordered these things, I want to say 2 days ago, and I was surprised to receive them today. So I received an order confirmation email, but I did not receive any shipping email or anything yet. And they showed up. So I was very happy to see them and a little surprised. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm sorry this was a little bit long-winded. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. So have a great weekend, and thanks again for joining me.